What happens when a country becomes so perfect that people start wondering whether it's even free anymore? Welcome to infoSphere, and today we dive into one of the most fascinating debates of our time. Is Singapore, in 2025, a dream society built on discipline or a perfectly engineered system that sacrifices freedom for order? Singapore is admired around the world for safety, prosperity, and efficiency. But many visitors and even residents ask a deeper question: is perfection possible without control? Let's reveal the truth behind Singapore's perfection, one powerful point at a time. Singapore's perfection is built on extreme planning. Singapore in 2025 is not just orderly, it is precisely engineered. Everything from housing to transportation to public behavior feels like it has been designed in advance. The government plans long-term, sometimes decades ahead, and uses a combination of strict policies and careful monitoring to keep society running smoothly. This long-term planning has helped the nation achieve world-class infrastructure, a stable economy, and one of the highest standards of living globally. But critics argue that when a system runs this smoothly, there is little room for unpredictability or experimentation. Some say that Singapore's perfection comes from removing the messiness of a free society. They claim that life can feel scripted, with citizens encouraged to follow social guidelines that promote harmony but limit individuality. Is this a sacrifice, or simply the price of success? The government holds a very strong influence on daily life. One thing about Singapore is undeniable: the government is heavily involved in shaping society. From housing policies to media regulation to public behavior, the state plays a strong guiding role. Supporters see this as necessary for stability and progress. They say that without strong governance, Singapore would never have transformed from a small island to one of the world's richest societies. But critics feel that the influence is too strong. They point to laws on speech, public gatherings, and expression that may feel restrictive to people used to Western-style freedom. Even though citizens enjoy security and opportunity, some feel that speaking out too boldly can come with consequences. This raises a difficult question: can you have near-perfect order without strong control? And if not, which one should a society choose? Safety and cleanliness come from strict enforcement. Singapore is famously one of the safest places on earth. Crime is extremely low, streets are spotless, and public spaces feel secure at all hours. People often say they can leave their wallet on a table and come back to find it untouched. This environment is a dream for families, students, and professionals. But the other side of this success is Singapore's strict enforcement. There are strong penalties for vandalism, littering, illegal drugs, and certain public behaviors. Supporters say these laws protect the social fabric and maintain a clean, disciplined society. Critics argue that the fear of punishment shapes behavior too much, creating a society where people behave not because they choose to, but because they must. The question becomes: is safety worth strict control? Technology makes life easy, but also more monitored. In 2025, Singapore is one of the most digitized nations in the world. Government services, banking, transportation, healthcare, and even immigration processes are deeply integrated into mobile platforms. This digital ecosystem makes daily life incredibly convenient. In minutes, you can handle taxes, book medical appointments, pay bills, or renew official documents. Everything is seamless and fast. But advanced digital governance also raises concerns about data collection and privacy. Some people feel that Singapore's efficiency comes with a cost. The government knows a lot about your life. Supporters say the data is used only to improve services, while critics fear a system that is too centralized. Again, the question returns: where is the balance between convenience and personal privacy? Social harmony comes from rules, not just culture. Singapore is one of the most diverse countries in the world, with major ethnic communities like Chinese, Malay, Indian, and many smaller groups. To maintain harmony, the government enforces policies that prevent segregation, hate speech, and social conflict. For example, housing quotas ensure that communities live together and racial or religious tensions are handled quickly. Supporters believe this is why Singapore has avoided the conflicts seen in many multicultural societies. But critics say that harmony shouldn't have to be enforced. They argue that people should naturally mix based on values, not because of structural rules. This leads to the deeper philosophical question: is harmony genuine if it is managed from above? Economic success comes from discipline, not chance. Singapore's economy is one of the strongest in the world, with high salaries, low unemployment, and easy access to global markets. Foreign companies trust Singapore because the rules are clear, corruption is minimal, and the government is extremely efficient. This stability has made Singapore a magnet for talent, investors, and multinational corporations. Supporters say this economic miracle proves the system works, but critics argue that the same disciplined system can make the work culture intense. Expectations are high, competition is tough, and life can feel stressful, especially for young people. Singapore may be successful, but the question is, at what emotional cost? Freedom exists, but inside boundaries. Singapore does allow freedom, but it is freedom within a framework. People can travel freely, start businesses, practice their religion, and enjoy a high-quality lifestyle. The country is peaceful, orderly, and full of opportunity, but open political criticism, public protests, and certain types of online speech face legal limits. Supporters say this protects stability. Critics say it restricts individual expression. The truth is, somewhere in between. Singapore gives freedom, but only the freedom that aligns with harmony and order. This raises the final question: is freedom defined by what you can do or what you are allowed not to do? So, is Singapore in 2025 too perfect or too controlled? The real answer is that it is both, and that might be what makes Singapore so unique. It is a place where discipline creates comfort, where order supports prosperity, and where control ensures stability. Some see it as a model for the future, others see it as a warning. But everyone agrees, Singapore is unlike anywhere else on Earth. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to subscribe to infoSphere for deeper insights into the world's most extraordinary places.